I don't mind them. They'll be knowing their profile. They don't want us to know how big they are. Or we are doing that. We don't know how big they are. Anyway, it's all right. So I welcome Temitope Fatima to our midst. Like I said earlier, she will be our second female instructor since we started this program. The second female instructor since we started this program. And funny enough, the beauty of this is that if you look at the roll call at the moment now, let me see how many female. Right? Let me take a look. Okay, Bashir, 1, 3, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 5, 2, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4. Even on the call, there are still more females. So funny enough, Fatima, we have more female participants than male participants. Somehow. I don't know. I think I don't know.
It's like
I don't
that
know.
everywhere now. It's like that
Wow, ha,
everywhere.
ha.
And please, oh, my oga, I'm not big. Oh, I'm not big yet, sir. Just to
Ah,
just to correct that.
Why are you doing us this? Like, okay, we have not asked you to give us any feedback now. How about?
When you are big, you are big.
Uh-huh, uh-uh,
Amen.
uh-huh, uh-uh. So thanks, Ari Paul. Okay, so are you the floor to Temitope Fatima, where she was talking about
Yeah.
Power BI on the web? Thanks a lot.
All right. So I'm trying to share my screen now, sir, but I don't think you've given me access yet.
Oh, I have. If you look at it looks like an upload button. Look at the tab on the Zoom tab. It looks like an upload button. You see the share there because I've made you a co-host already. You're a co-host. Can you locate it? It looks like an upload button. Check it out.
Um, Azure AI with over 3 years of experience. So moving on to introduction to Power BI for beginners. Please, in case if you have any questions at any point in time, just stop me and let me explain. So also note that the PowerPoint will be shared with each and every one of you at the end of the session. So I'll make sure that is done. So introduction to Power BI for beginners. So I'll just do like I'm sure that all of you are guru on using Power BI by now because I understand that a lot of people have already taught you guys on it. So I'll just be explaining an overview of what it is and the key features of Power BI on web and the step-by-step guidance to get started. So what is Power BI? Power BI is just a business analytics tool by Microsoft which allows users to like visualize data through interactive dashboards. You can connect to multiple data sources effortlessly using Power BI, desktop and web. So it empowers informed decision making via data insights and so on. So key benefits of using Power BI is that you have an accessibility from anywhere, like either on web or desktop or mobile. So you can integrate with other Microsoft products like Excel, Teams, and SSMS. Yes, is a Microsoft product too. So moving on to like components of Power BI, we have Power BI desktop used for creating complex reports and models. We have Power BI service for sharing, collaborating, and publishing reports online. Then we have Power BI mobile to access reports on the go via smartphones and tablets. So our focus for today is on Power BI web. So I can't share my screen yet, but then sorry, give me a minute. I think it's done downloading.
Yeah. You can see your screen now.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Sorry
We're,
for apology for the delay.
we're very patient. We took our time to make you comfortable.
All right, so I think let me go where we are now. So we've spoken about components of setting up Power BI web now. So you can just log into like Power BI.Microsoft. So for you to use Power BI web, you need to like have Power BI account. You can use Power BI desktop without having Microsoft accounts rather. So, but if you want to use Power BI web, you must have Power BI Microsoft accounts. It is a must. So these are just the this steps that you will take like to enter your Power BI web. So for me now, so let me just go to my Microsoft. This is my okay. Just for me. So once you have your Power BI Microsoft account, why do I keep saying Power BI? Microsoft account, once you have it, you can just say Power BI, click on powerbi.com on your browser, on any of your browser that you are using. So once this will just like log you in and you see the interface itself. So you need to choose an account. For me, I have my own personal Microsoft account, and I have my work account. So for today's class, I'll be using my former work account. I'll be using my work account for today's class. So it's still loading, but let's continue our class. Then we have how many of you have used like deployment pipeline here? Because I want us to like get to know each other. Just let me know if you know anything about deployment pipeline. How many of you guys?
Let's respond. Please let's respond. As we interact, let's respond.
Have not. No.
No, ma, I've not.
I'm not.
All right, so I can see majority of us now, we don't really know like about deployment pipeline. So deployment pipeline is just like a tool to manage our development this thing, to manage our developments on Power BI web. It's just that's just the meaning, like on a layman this thing. So it is designed to like streamline and standardize the process of moving Power BI content, such as data sets, reports, and dashboards from development through testing to production environments. It ensures a structured and efficient workflow, enabling teams to collaborate effectively and maintain high quality error-free reports. So let me make you understand something today, that Power BI is deeper than deeper than just building dashboards and posting online. In a small scale organization, it might work that way, but in a big organization, like maybe all these like maybe Shell and all, like for me, like for Shell that I work on, like we work like collaboratively. So there's nothing like end-to-end working as an individual. So no, you will work as a team. So deployment pipeline is just like a platform whereby you can collaborate with your team from the testing phase, from the development phase to testing phase to production phase. That is what the pipeline is all about. So I'll be taking you guys through let me see if my okay, it's open now. So you can see the interface of Power BI web and deployment pipeline. So if you want to check for deployment pipeline, you will just come to your workspace. Do you guys? Oh, I don't think I need to like create. We need to create workspace first, I guess. Learn how to create workspace. I think that is like very important. So let me just show you guys what a deployment pipeline is. So this is just an example of a deployment pipeline. So this is how it is: a test, a development phase, a test phase, and a production phase. So what this is all about is that, okay, maybe you're working as a team and you don't want maybe your stakeholder brought up like a project for you to like work on, and you need to like collaborate with your teams and all. So this development stage is just like a collaborative stage of coming up with, okay, data, let's work like this, let's work like this. So it is after you are done with the collaborations with your teams and you develop something, you come up with something, you now move on to testing phase, which it just, these phases are just more of like a project management phases. Before you do any work, they have stages, you know, you don't just like put it out there. So you have quality assessors like that, like where stages where UAT comes in, and unit assurance testing. Those are the like testing phase. Are the data correct? Are the is everything aligning and all? So that is the testing phase before you now move to like production phase. So all these things, you can even restrict what you want people to see and what not at your production stage, even at your testing stage. So that is the pipeline of, that is how like organization works now. So you have your own, you have different stages of how it works. So let me go back to the PowerPoint, and I explained everything. So this, as I've said, the development stage is where you create and develop your Power BI content. Analysts and developers experiment with data, create new visuals, and test initial ideas. Then the content is often incomplete and subject to like frequent changes. So we have test or staging stage as well. So which is the middle ground bit for reviewing and validating the content created in development. So stakeholders can test the report for accuracy, functionality, and performance. Then you can stimulate the production environment without affecting if end users. So feedback is gathered and applied. So before the final rollout, which is the production phase. So production phase is the live environment where end user interacts with the published reports and dashboard. So this thing works more of like SAP. In SAP ERP, I don't know if you guys are familiar with SAP ERP. In SAP ERP, we have what we call testing testing stage and production stage. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm explaining. Am I too advanced, or please let me know.
Oh, we are with
You are
you.
sounding advanced, so
You are advanced, so the middle we are advanced, so calm down, small,
Okay.
small.
But I thought you guys are gurus on this call. I'm sorry.
Guru, okay, we are beginner, we are still crawling, no, madam.
Make it man.
So okay, just let's continue. So that is it for today.
Only
I won't be
Guru here is
going
Guru Maharaj.
I won't be going deep into the deployment pipeline though. So let's move on to like benefits of the deployment pipeline in Power BI. Just I'm mentioning this deployment pipeline just so you could know that things like this exist in Power BI, because I'm very sure a lot of you do not, like, you've not heard of deployment pipeline or how it works before. So whenever you go for interviews, you already have an idea that, okay, what we use deployment pipeline for, we use to manage our projects in Power BI and all. So just to give an idea of how it works. So it's left for you to now go back and make your own research if you really want to know more about it and really like get hands-on on it to familiarize yourself with how it works. So the benefits are for like improved collaborations, like within your team can work on different stages without overlapping or interfacing with production content. So version control, you can ensure the latest and most accurate version of the content is moved to production. Then you can reduce error. The test stage it acts as a safety net to catch and fix errors before reaching the production stage. So consistency across environments. So deployment pipelines ensure that changes made in development are consistently applied to testing and production phase. So streamline workflow, moving content between stages is seamless and automated, saving time and effort. So that's it for deployment pipeline. Please, any question before we move on?
Hello, sir. Hello, ma. I have a question.
Yeah, please go on.
Is there difference between the downloaded Power BI and the Power BI web? Is there a difference?
Okay, so for Power BI web, you're not, as you have said, you're not downloading it on your system. It's web based. So there are a lot of control that you can perform on your Power BI desktop. It's just reports that you're having there. It's not dashboards. All this this is Power BI desktop. All these things that you're seeing here, they're just reports. They are not dashboards. It is on your Power BI web that you create a single page dashboard that is like the collections of your reports, and you put it on the dashboard. That is where you create your dashboard itself. It is on Power BI web. It's not on Power BI. This is report itself. You just create reports on Power BI desktop. Are you clear?
Oh, yes, ma. Thank you, ma.
So any of your to add to that, any of the control that you want to perform, schedule refreshing, sensitivity labeling, and so on and so forth. So you can only do that on Power BI web, so that you have more control on Power BI web and administrative control on Power BI web compared to desktop. So any other question, please?
Is it a pay version or free?
So is free. The Power BI web is free for now, but however, there are some limitations to that. If you are using free accounts, there are some limitations that you cannot do on premium account that you cannot do on your free account and you can do on premium account. So that's just the differences. Any other question, please?
Is the Power BI web for individual or for corporate organization?
You can use it for individual or corporate. Individual and corporate. You can have your own workspace within your Power BI system. So it can be individual or for corporate. It doesn't matter. So as I have said earlier, you can before you have like log into Power BI web, you need to, like, as an individual, you need to like create the Microsoft account. If you have the Microsoft account, then you can now be able to publish using your own details. So that's how it works. So it's not compulsory. It's for like corporate. As an individual, so you can have your own Microsoft login details and perform whatever you want to perform. So moving on to Power BI web interface. So we have the key component. We have navigation pane, we have dashboard, we have reports and sections. So I'll be highlighting this later on in the section by the time we get into the practical section. So we can import for Power BI web support diverse data sources like local files. We have Excel, CSV, XML, JSON. We have online services. We have SharePoint, Google Analytics, and we have Salesforce. We have databases like SSMS, Oracle. We have Azure. So these online services, if you are using online services for to connect to Power BI, so you don't need a gateway. But if you're using all these local files or databases, you need to like have a gateway. That is like a third party app to connect to like your Power BI itself. I don't know if you are understanding what I mean, but I'm sure you will get it later. Let me just move on. So understanding workspace. Workspace are just collaborative environments. So we have my workspace, that's your personal area for reports and dashboard. Then we have shared workspace for to collaborate with teams and share insights. So let me just show you an example of what a workspace look like. So these are all my workspace that I've created over the time. This is so you can create a new workspace yourself from the scratch. So let's create a workspace for ourselves. So you can see, so creating a workspace, you need to put the name. What's the name of your workspace? Let's name it as I don't know what to name it. Let's name it as IBD. IBD. Eh? What did you say?
Database.
Oh, you're correct. Database. So thank you for that. So in case if you have any description, you can put your description, domain, or anything that you want to put here. So when you are done with the required this thing, what I'm putting here is just the name of the workspace. What name do I want my workspace to be? Then you apply. You click on apply. And it's loading. So you can see you've successfully created a workspace called database. So now, okay. So now coming back to our data Power BI visual desktop rather. So I understand that you are familiar with creating of dashboards, and also we just move on to like creating, like publishing it to the workspace that we just created now. So ensure that you save your dashboard first. Once you save it, then you just publish you click on publish. As I have said earlier, you must be signed. You must be signed in before you'll be able to publish. If you are not signed, you will not be able to publish to web. It will not be possible. So you click on publish. So it's loading. So you can see the workspace that we just created, data visualization. So you just click on it, then you click on select. So it's loading at the moment. Let's give it time. So successful now. So we can go to our Power BI web. We'll need to like refresh. You can see the report that we just published now. You can see it's already showing. So now we can now check, like we want to see the semantic model of what we've just created. How does it look like? So just click on data flow gen to remember I've told you guys that any report that is generated on Power BI desktop is just reports. It is not a dashboard. So it is on this Power BI web that you create your dashboard, which is just like a one page collection of your reports. So you can just coming up. I don't know if it is my network is a bit slow. So you can see our reports now. This is a report that I just loaded on this thing. So to create a dashboard, so we can just say, okay, what dashboard do we need to create? So we can come here and pin visual. You can see this icon. So we are trying to create a dashboard now. So I want to create a new dashboard. I don't want all this. So new dashboard, data v data dashboard. So we can pin our reports, whatever report that we want it to be shown on the dashboard, then we can pin it. We want this existing dashboard, yes, you can pin this. So this is I'm just showing you guys how to like create dashboards on Power BI web. So you can pin this too. So after pinning it, so you can now go to your dashboard. Are you guys understanding what I'm doing?
We are following you, ma.
All right, so thank you very much. So yeah, now you can just edit like whatever you want to edit. Nice. Trying to let me pin this too. This is the dashboard. So edit, you can edit that, but I don't want this theme. So you can choose that theme or any other theme that I want. So I think this is better. Then you can just arrange your team and your dashboard the way you like, the way you want to share to any of your stakeholders, what you want them to see and what not. So this is way like proper way like to like create your dashboards. And no, also note that any changes that you make on your reports will be automatically, it will automatically reflect on your dashboard. So I've just made like I just created a dashboard using Power BI web now. So if you want to like do if you want to share this kind of dashboard now, so you can share, you can publish it to web or whatever way you want to like publish it. Sorry, I forgot to like tell you guys that for the workspace that we created rather, so we can easily manage access. Let me show you guys on how to share access to your workspace. So this is your workspace. This is the workspace that we created and everything here. So you can easily come here and click on manage access. You can see, so you can add people or groups. So now, for example, I want to add a colleague of mine, maybe Olaiton. You click on the person you are Olaiton. So I'm adding my colleague now. So what kind of role do I want to assign to Olaiton in this, within this my workspace, within this our data visualization workspace? Is it a view? Who among you have an idea what of the different types of roles that we have in Power BI? Who have an idea and how it works? Please, any idea? Who can explain to us
No
what
idea.
sort
No
of?
idea, ma.
So I think that will be your assignment, you guys. So we have four different rules in Power BI. We have the viewers rules, we have the admin rules, we have the member rules, and we have the contributor rules. So in as much as you want to collaborate with your teams, you still need to like be very careful of the kind of roles you're assigning to people. So because, for example, now if you're assigning an admin role to your colleague or anything, and that person mistakenly delete any content within your workspace, their particular content is automatically deleted. So there is no remedy to that. So you need to be very careful, and you need to find a way to like have control, have a little bit of control over your workspace. You don't just give any other person like admin role. So this is like a role like that is giving that person, that particular person, the same access and the same control that you have. So it's better you just give a viewer role. It's just you are giving the particular person or your colleagues the display role, that okay, you can just see, you cannot edit, you cannot make any changes and any any of any of any of it. So we have another rules after viewers rule. We have contributor rules. Contributors can make changes, can edit a bit, but cannot delete your work, cannot do any other things. So there are a lot of restrictions that you can place on, depending on what sort of roles that you want your colleagues or your team to have. So you can come here, you can add. So I'm not adding this particular person to within my workspace, so I'll just delete it. So that is how do you guys understand how you manage your role access within your workspace? You guys understand?
Yes, ma.
All right, so thank you. So that
Yes,
is it.
ma. Yes, ma.
So we've already done that now. So let's try and publish our, let me take you guys on exporting. If you want to publish your work to like web, Power BI web, I think let's go back to our testing. We're not there yet. So publishing reports, you can share your insight, publish reports from Power BI desktop to Power BI web. Then you use your publish to web for public sharing, non-sensitive data. So have I taught you guys on RLS, row level security, how to perform row level security on Power BI desktop? Have I taught you guys on that?
No,
Hmm?
ma. No, ma.
No,
So so RLS, like row level security, is just like more of like a restrictive control over your work. So you are just, maybe you have a data you have different region, maybe you have north, south, west, and east. So you have the reports in the same place. So you want to like restrict access in such a way that managers in north can only see data for north. It will not be able to see data for west. You will not be able to see data for east and south. So that is how row level security works. So I just want to like iterate that if you are using row level security in your Power BI desktop, just know that you'll not be able to publish your work into you'll not be able to publish your work to web. It will not work. If you are using, as far as you already initiated role RLS in your Power BI desktop, you cannot publish your work to Power BI web anymore. So for this now in our Power BI desktop, this what how to perform row level security looks like. So let me just show you guys what it looks like. So I just come to this parameter view. This yet I didn't perform any parameterization, but let me explain the publish to web or how it works first before I move on to row level security. So if you want to publish your report to web for any place, anybody to see, so you can just click on these are used for like non-sensitive data. You cannot just publish your company's data to web. It is very it is not safe. So know the kind of reports that you're publishing to web, because immediately you publish any of your reports to web, everybody has access to it. So once you click on file, you go to embedded reports, you see publish to web, then you see public, then you just click on it. So it's loading. Click on continue, publish. Then you can see the publish. So once you copy this link, you can see the link that you'll be using for your this thing. Once you copy this link, it is this link you can send in your email. It is this link that you will copy that you can post to any websites, any of this thing, any sites that you are using. And so you'll be able to access your report from anywhere. And also note that once any changes that you make from your Power BI desktop and you publish it again on your Power BI web, it will automatically reflect on this particular link that you've already created. So that is how Power BI web works. Please, any question, guys? So, any question? I feel like I'm talking to myself.
I have a question.
I have a question. Can I go ahead?
Please go on.
Okay. Why when we started this Power BI, we were told that we have like 3 parts of Power BI. We have the Power BI desktop, the Power BI service, and the Power BI mobile. This particular one you are talking about now, which category? I know it's not Power BI desktop, but does it fall under Power BI service, or is it mobile?
This is service.
Service, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
This is Power BI web. So you can create a Power BI service yourself. You can even create Power BI mobile. You can create it from here, from your Power BI desktop before publishing it. So this is, you can see desktop view and you can see mobile layout view. So once you click on mobile view, this is it. You can create it from anywhere. So it's not necessary you are creating it from this thing. You can see it changes to mobile view. So you can now select your reports that you want. You can select the report that you want, okay, in a mobile view layer. So just that you need to find a way to readjust your works and all. So you can see how it works here. So just is the same. It's not depending on where you want to, where your end users, that would determine what you are creating. If you are creating for mobile users, so that means the layout of what you are creating must be mobile view. So if you are creating for maybe web user, ordinary web users, they are not mobile users, then you can use your desktop view. Did you like, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
All right, then please, any other question?
Yes, ma, I have a
Guys,
question.
all right, go on.
Yes, this Power BI web, does it not as in like expose your work, as in make your work to be seen by others? Even like now we're talking about publishing. When you say to public, does it not make your work to be seen by others, as in make you vulnerable to other people, or maybe make your work be seen? You no longer have privacy.
No, there's sort of control over, like, that's like security layer of Power BI themselves, so of Microsoft themselves. So nobody can have access to your this thing. It's just like me giving you my organization account to log in. If you are not configured by the administrator of my company to use our our accounts, if your name is not in our Microsoft accounts, this thing, you will not be able to use it. So there's some sort of control over what you can, even this Power BI, this thing, they are sort of control of what you have, like that people can see in your reports, even if you are publishing to web. So I can as well decide that I want to, like, because I don't want people to see the violation by region and type that I've created. So there's a way you can just hide this or create a, like, that's when dashboard comes in. So that dashboard that you're creating on this web, that is what people will be seeing. So that's what I'm saying. You should be very careful of what you are sharing to, like, web. So instead of, if you know that you'll be using is your company's data or your company's work, you don't need to share it to web. So you can just give them access to your workspace, or if you don't want them to have access to your workspace either, so you can just share from here. You click on share, then within your organization you can just say, okay, I want to Olaitan again, my colleague. I want to share to my colleague with my colleague. So you can just click on share, then click on send. So you don't need to publish your organization. So that is sort of control. So nobody will have access to it except Olaitan, except that person log in using Olaitan's email address and password. So there's a sort of there's control over it, that there's security over it. So you don't need to be bothered about it. Is what you want people to see that they will see. Do you understand?
Okay, ma. Yes, ma.
Please, you guys stop using man for me. I'm still young. So, any other question, please?
It's the official way now addressing your teacher.
No.
It's not. I think somebody chatted you now. Somebody is asking a question on the chat.
Oh, okay. This, where is it? Let me try and check. This is not working now.
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Yes, ma. I asked a question. How can I open a work email? I don't know. Like, I didn't open while I was still in the university. So, and I'm not working under an organization. So, how can I have a work email?
You can open your own personal Microsoft accounts now. You can still use it as a work account. It doesn't matter. It doesn't specify this one is work or this thing. So even if you are opening like Microsoft accounts, it should be work account that you're opening. So it's not individual account that you'll be opening. So someone said is familiar with SAP Business One. That's good. So can dashboard be created on Power BI web alone and not on desktop? So you can see anything you are creating on your Power BI desktop, it is a report That's just know that if you are creating something on Power BI desktop and you publish it to web and you still send that you publish that same report to maybe you shared it to your team or so, it's just reports you're sharing. That's not a dashboard. Dashboard is just like a single page this thing, a single page report that has like collection of your reports, maybe brief, more of like summary. That's what dashboard is all about. So I think that is the question. Can we have access to manual guide that can be used achieve what you just explained, ma? So I'll share my this thing, my PowerPoint slide. I'll share it later, so it will be shared with you guys. A work email is ready to sign into Power BI. How can I create an okay? I think I've answered that already. So any other question, guys? Let's interact. Is there any other thing that you want to know?
Yes, ma. I don't know because the network here is not good. So I think I sent a message to chat that how can we have a guide or manual that can guide us on our own in order to practice this. If you have any, maybe you can share it with us, ma.
Maybe after this class, I might as well maybe share resource with you guys. There are a lot of resources online, so it's just for you to like create time to like check things out. And a lot of these things, it is when they are mostly hands-on, it is when you are using it that you get familiar with it. So you just need to see data analysis or anything. When I started there, there's nothing like, okay, I'm postponing my this thing. You need to study every day. You need to read every day. You need to work with data every day. Trust me, there are updates that comes up every day. You just need to be at the top of your game and don't give up. It might not be so rosy at the beginning, but then you don't need to give up. Just keep moving, keep reading, and that's how you improve it. You never can tell when the opportunity might comes. So do you understand?
Yes.
Any other question, please? I don't think I've taken you guys on how to create a schedule refresh. So let me take you guys on that. And how you can create a schedule refresh. So you come to refresh here. You just click on refresh here. Then you click on schedule refresh. So schedule refresh is carried out in the sense that instead of you manually going into your like data and go and be clicking on refresh and all, so you can schedule the time frame that you want your data to be automated. Like it's just an automated way of refreshing, of creating a refresh. So you can say, okay, I want you to maybe at 1 p.m. every 1 p.m. like every day, for every day at 1 p.m. be refreshing. So the same with automatically by 1 p.m. it will automatically be refreshing by 1 p.m. So that's how that's what schedule refreshes are used for actually. So for this now you can see the different this thing. You can see the refreshes. You can see for my own refresh, it is turned off. Who can tell me the reason why this particular refresh is not popping up? So I cannot do anything on it at the moment. Is there any reason? I've already explained to you guys before. I've mentioned it to you guys earlier in this class. Anyone? So let me just explain it again. So for this schedule refresh, so how it works is that for data that are not on premise, they are not on cloud rather, they are not on cloud, they are on premise, maybe online, they are not online, they are not all these Excel files, those are on-premise data and all. So all those kind of data, a schedule refresh will not automatically work for them. So you need a data gateway to connect with that data. The data gateway is just like a third party to that, like connects with that data to ensure schedule refresh works for it. So for this, my inspection data now is not online, it's not on SharePoint. So I need to create a data gateway for it to make it work. You can see where my data is coming from and where it is now. So I can just, there's a way you can create a connection for it. So you can just come here, click on gateway connection, then you come to here, then you create a connection. So I won't be going deep. Just know that for data that are not on cloud, so that is how you go about it in order to create a schedule refresh. So let me just get another, because of time, let me just get another data that is okay. So this is the data that was published earlier. So let me get my workspace. And that data that is on I'm trying to I want to share my company's data. So it's coming up. So for this forest data now, so I can click on schedule refresh and come to schedule a refresh. So because this data is on my SharePoint, this is because this data is on my SharePoint, I don't need a gateway in order to do my to initiate my schedule refresh. I can just come here and just automatically create a schedule refresh. You can see I've already turned on some, then create a schedule refresh for myself. Then this time zone, firstly, you need to select a time zone. So our time zone is, I think, West Africa. So you can say West Central Africa. Select your time zone. Then is it daily refresh that you want or weekly? So you can click on any one that you want. So select your time. You can add time that you want. So what time do you want? So okay, let's say by 2 p.m. every day. About this, my forest dashboard should always upload refresh. So you can add as many time as you want. So you can add another time, maybe like 4 p.m. By 4 p.m. it should refresh again. So you can click on apply, then it will be automatically, it will automatically apply to this thing. Then that means you've successfully initiated your schedule refresh. Do you guys understand?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So I said it. I said
Excuse
it
me, ma.
already. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me, ma?
Fatima is my name. My name is Fatima.
When you're talking about this scheduling refresh, you're talking about maybe you can't use it for like those data that maybe you have on Excel, but you can use it for the cloud, Abby. And
yes,
When you say the one you
Eh?
okay, when you say with the one you have in the cloud, is it that one that is on the web, that is on the internet? Are you talking about that, or the one that's
Yes,
already downloaded?
that is online. Is on the one that is already downloaded. That means it's on premise. That means you need a data gateway to connect to that data in order to initiate schedule refresh. But anyone, look at what I mean by SharePoint. Look at my SharePoint. You can see it is online. It is without internet. Now you cannot access this kind of data.
Okay.
Do you understand? So any like all this kind of data that without internet you cannot access it. So those are the like web-based data. So you can easily connect. Once you connect to this, you don't need to like set up a data gateway in order to create a schedule refresh. You can easily just create a schedule refresh at once since they are like already online, they are web-based. Do you understand?
Yes, ma. Understand, ma. It will automatically update it for you so that you have
Yeah.
the recent data on that particular uh, maybe you are working on. Okay.
Yes, exactly. That's how schedule refresh works. So I know that question, guys. So let's move on from the PowerPoint distance. Sharing, I think we've already done managing of roles, where we manage control, access, viewer roles, contributor role, and admin role. Then we schedule automated data refresh for up-to-date insights. I just showed you guys how to like do schedule refresh. So protect sensitive data, then we can use like RLS, that is row level security, to restrict access based on rules. So this one you can do it, you can carry it out in Power BI desktop. The RLS can carry it out in Power BI desktop. Then we have data classification. Then label report to indicate sensitivity. So they can carry this out in Power BI web. You can use sensitivity label to carry out in all this like in Power BI web. So for if maybe you're a data, like you're an administrator in your in your organization, or so it's your workspace, so you should just regularly ensure that you review permissions and audit logs for compliance sake. So that means if you're an admin, so just ensure that you do this just for compliance, so that the person that is supposed to be in, you're not giving, if not already giving the person that is meant to have a viewer role, you're not giving that person an admin role. So just for your own to be on a safe side. So make sure you're always reviewing the permissions that you give people. So moving on to like common pitfalls and troubleshooting problems that you might have. So you should avoid overloading dashboard with too many visuals. So for some of you that normally likes maybe using app source visuals a lot for your visualization, please try and reduce, like maximum of like 8 visuals, or 8 or 10 visuals should be on a page. So maybe you're not having like 20 visuals on it, will reduce the speed of that particular visuals. It will reduce it to the minimum. So any visuals that maybe your common bar chart could explain, you don't need to like go to app source to start downloading visuals or doing all sort of. Let me go back to this. Let me show you. Let me go back to so any visuals that your common bash chart or column chart could solve, you don't need to go and be importing visuals or any other thing. So you should, it will affect the way even the schedule refresh, it will affect it. You will find out that there's some reports that you're trying to like open in Power BI web at times, and it will just be it should just be loading. It will take time to load. So it's just the number of visuals that you are having per in a page that really determines that. So try as much as you can. Any of your visuals are more than 8, you can just split it. You can create another this thing for it, another sheet for it, and just make sure you are separating it like that. Not that you now have all your visuals on one page. It will slow down your work. So failing to refresh data sources regularly, I think I've explained that. So you can also use performance analyzer for slow reports. Then you can check data connection if data set fails to load. You can do this by checking maybe your semantic models. I've already showed you guys how to check for semantic models to check where the errors might be coming up from. So let me go to recap. Power BI web simplifies data visualization and sharing. You can start with simple reports and gradually explore advanced features. And you can collaborate effectively using Workspace and apps. I've already showed you guys on how to use how to manage assets and share your workspace in Power BI in Power BI web. So you can easily share your workspace with your colleagues, or if you want your colleague to be able to edit, maybe to be able to give his insights, you know the kind of role to give to your colleagues in order to work collaboratively on the particular project. So I think that is all from my end. So any other question, guys?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I already typed the question on the chat, but it has not been answered. My question is this: we are currently using SAP Business One in my office, and the management is clamoring for something like dashboard that they can be viewing to assess the performance of the company. My question is this: can we link the SAP Business One database to Power BI in such a way that
is it SAP? Are you guys using S/4HANA?
No, SAP Business One.
Okay, so for that, I think you might use. Have you heard of BW?
No.
So if you are not using BW, is like an application that comes with S/4HANA. So as Shell currently, we are currently like facing like that kind of, because we pay for BW separately to access our reports and everything on SAP. So instead of us, because we use ECC. I don't know, do you know ECC, right? SAP ECC.
No, what we are currently using is Business One. I think it is a lower version of HANA.
Okay. So for ECC now, so we do not have BW on ECC. So we have to like pay for application called BW in order to view our reports in my company. So for that now, but for S/4HANA, there is BW on S/4HANA that is already integrated, incorporated on the system itself. So we are trying to like migrate from ECC to S/4HANA, so just so we could reduce that cost of paying for BW aside. I don't know if you are understanding.
Yes, I understand.
So for you now, I think you might need to have you heard of Crystal Reports?
Yes, I heard of that.
So you might need to like use a tool called maybe like Crystal Report. Then you can now connect Crystal Report to your SAP to Power BI. Crystal Report is just like third-party tools that you can use. But for us, we use BW. So I don't know if your organization can afford BW. So you can just come up with it and just present it to them if they can use PW. So PW is just you can use it to analyze data, build reports and visualization. So another thing is that you can connect to S/4HANA directly from SAP from Power BI. Do you know that?
I know that S4 has that features, but I'm
So you
concerned
can-
with business one. Maybe there's an interface to connect the business one with.
So that's what
Power
I've
BI.
said. That's what I've already said to you. You can just use you can
Crystal
try
reports.
Crystal reports will work for it and all of that. So you can
Okay,
also
from Crystal
suggest
reports, it cannot be
BW.
connected to Power
Yes,
BI.
you cannot. You cannot connect Crystal reports with Power BI. But for me, I have not used Crystal report because we have BW. So it is BW that we connect to SAP itself.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are we clear? You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Thanks. Yeah.
Please, any question, any other question, please?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Temitope. We sincerely appreciate you for taking out of your very busy schedule to join us in this session. We really appreciate you. And I want to believe
You're welcome.
that participants have also benefited maximally from this opportunity. So, yeah, thanks so much once again. Sincerely appreciate you. So, dear participants, I hope we've had a great time. So, on this note, we call it a day. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you so